Welcome back to 2026 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series presented by Smash It Sports. How's everybody doing out there? South Carolina, North Carolina. We've had a little bit of a delay, but we are ready to get going here in the bottom of the first. So if you were just joining us, the scoreboard says where we're at numbers-wise. North Carolina puts up 3 in their half of the first. Players took the field for the bottom of the first, and then a lightning delay, and all of the ensuing delays took us for the last couple of hours or so. But we are back ready to play some ball with the bottom of the first coming your way. The North Carolina state champs and the South Carolina state champs. Further shout-outs to the communities of Lancaster, South Carolina, and Topsail, North Carolina, as we're about ready to really get this game going. Now, I'm saying that
South Carolina will be number 21, Preston Hale.
knowing full well North Carolina's already got a 3-run lead. So your Lando Frost starting lineup on their end, Max Needham scores, John Ryan Killian scores, Patch Riddle scores, Matty B, Matthew Bennett comes up, Noah Gore, LB Thornton, Mason Kennedy, Mason Tappan, Hudson Richmond, Sawyer Hickey, Brian Hendricks, Chase Melton. There's your lineup. 1 strike into Preston Hale, your Lando Frost starting lineup on the South Carolina side. Hale is going to lead off and do the pitching. Bryson Hale will follow. Wyatt Snipes, Bentley Watts will follow. The 0-1 ensuing here to Preston Hale. Off the plate, 1-1. Mason Barrett, Connor Melton, Maddox Blackman, Julian Mosley, Eli Gillette, Aiden Sanchez, Colton Edwards, Carson Melton, sorry, young man, rounds out your Lando Frost starting lineups. And we are back at it here. 1-1 pitch on the way. In there for a strike. Breaking ball spins in. 1-2 to Preston Hale. Hale came out in the first inning. Couple of bobbles, couple miscues, kind of led to a couple of extra bases, and then 3 runs North Carolina scores before you could blink. South Carolina gets out of that one with a couple of real nice defensive plays. As this is shot into center field and into the waiting arms of the center fielder, Needham. There's 1 down here in the bottom of the first as Hale flies to center.
Next up for South Carolina will be number 2, Bryson Hale.
So Preston lines out cousin Bryson now to the plate. Bryson Hale, the shortstop. Bryson Hale. Young Deuce also lifts one on the left side here. This settles into the waiting glove of Killian, the shortstop, and 1 more pitch, 1 more out, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the first. So Hale and Hale both fly out, pop out.
South Carolina's number 11, Wyatt Snipes.
Wyatt Snipes, 11, young sticks out there. Objectively one of the best nicknames for anybody wearing an 11. Pitch on the way. Riddle bounces that one in there. It's 1-0. Wyatt Snipes doing the catching. Was catching this afternoon. Will continue catching here this evening, we assume. One-0 pitch on the way. Catches the outside edge for a strike. 1-1. Wyatt Snipes, young sticks, 7th grader, Lancaster, South Carolina. What he loves about baseball, this kid loves winning. Been seeing a lot of that this weekend from the young men filling these out. These are all state champs that have made their way here, so they've all had a taste of it. Breaking ball, awkward looking swing, nice pitch. So 1-2 here. 2 down, nobody on. Patch Riddle working with a 3-run lead here in his half of the first. Riddle's got his pitch to the plate. Bouncing ball. This is going to trickle outside of third base. Foul. Snipes battling here, trying to get things going for South Carolina. Lots of baseball left, but quickly in a hole in that first inning. You know the South Carolina team is itching, and I'm betting have been itching for the last few hours here, waiting, knowing this half inning was coming. Here's a ball. This is laced down the right field line, but just foul. Biggest of shout-outs to the Parks people here in Laurel, here at the Sportsplex, the Susan Vincent Sportsplex here in Laurel, Mississippi. 10 minutes ago, it was impossible to see out the window that was in front of me, and a brave soul from the Park staff here climbing up on the roof, wiping it down for us. Want to thank him for that. Strike 3. So South Carolina goes in order, and we're going to head to the top of the second. Hey, I know it's just been a little bit, but we're going to take the quickest of breaks. Stay here. This is DYB World Series presented by Smash It Sports.
Is proud to be the diamond sponsor of the 2026 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series. Smash It Sports is your one-stop shop for everything baseball and softball. Top brands, unbeatable prices, and gear trusted by players and coaches everywhere. From T-ball to the World Series stage, we've got your players and teams covered. Use code DYB15 to save 15% off your order at SmashItSports.com today.
Are you frustrated with league management systems that make you feel like you need an engineering degree to use them? Introducing TeamPass, a youth sports management system made simple. No more complicated pages or confusing websites. TeamPass gives you quick and easy tools for better league management at a price less than a gallon of gas. You can spend less time working and more time playing. Visit www.teampass.com for more information.
The love of the game begins with the bat and ball. This is America's game. More than 5 million people are having fun at bat, and even more have answered the call to play ball. With the help of those who came before, our pastime's future is bright. When the lights are brightest, those who came through the pipeline are ready. All roads lead here. Playing for your country, playing for the love of the game, playing for glory.
Back to the DYB World Series. Hey, we're in the O-Zone, North Carolina, South Carolina. Here's a look at what finished that bottom of the first, coming off the mound with some intensity there. Patch Riddle excited to get his team into the dugout to continue. So we are on to the second, and we are on to a new hurler for South Carolina. Preston Hale gives way to Maddox Blackman, who's going to step in, take the ball. So there are matchups.
Leading off for North Carolina will be number 44, Mason Tappan.
Matchups in baseball where you get numbers that are opposing numbers that I'm at a loss here. 44 pitching to 44. This is fun. You don't see that a lot in baseball. So Mason Tappan steps in, takes the ball up high for ball one. Tappan, the 7th grader, a Dixon Bulldog back at home. Sees a strike in there, evens the count at 1-1. Lists his nickname as his last name. So, Tappan, I got you. Two and 1 your count here to the young left fielder from North Carolina, looking to continue the damage. Number out toward the mound. Fielded, dug nicely over at first. Throw was a little errant, but that was picked up by Watts. Real nice play. Watts kind of led a huddle in that first inning as North Carolina was starting to put up some runs. I've liked his leadership in this one, and here you see the glove work as well. There's a good look at it. It's a good first baseman play right there. So 1 out for Hudson Richmond, who steps in. He sees the first pitch strike settle in there. Hudson Richmond, or Huddy, 7th grader from Surf City Middle School, ready to go. This beach community in North Carolina. Talking with some of the families down there. A coastal community that they're very proud of. Families extremely, extremely proud of that space that they have. Very close pitch right there. Puts the count to 1-2. Pitch on the way, popped up. This ball is going to just get out into center field. Settles into Hale's glove. Hale moving to center from the pitching rubber. So the F8 goes in the books, and Hudson Richmond is retired. 2 outs for Sawyer Hickey.
Now up, number 1, Sawyer Hickey.
Young Mr. Hickey, also of Surf City Middle School, 7th grader. Steps in, number 1 on your score sheet. Pitch on the way in the dirt, ball 1. Hickey was 0 for 0 with a walk. 1 plate appearance reached in that 1-0 win in that exciting game yesterday. Patch Riddle scoring the only run in that game for North Carolina. He lost to Louisiana yesterday. Pitch on the way. Bouncing ball out to second base. Up with it. Side retired. Sawyer Hickey goes 4-3. But North Carolina keeps their lead. 3-0 middle of the second. South Carolina will come to bat here. You got your little weather update right there. There's been a bunch of rain today. This obviously has been delayed through the course of the afternoon. It's been very hot and very sunny for days on end out this way, and some rain the last couple of days. Maybe coming with the arrival of your humble announcer who got in here yesterday. So if I brought it with me, I am very, very sorry. I'll take some blame for that. Fine folks down in South Carolina, North Carolina waiting on this one. You can blame me. I will own all of that. Do not blame the company I work for, nor our awesome sponsors like Lando Frost, who sponsored the starting lineup. Today's game is brought to you by Lando Frost, a family-owned company that sees great importance in keeping communities and their families healthy and active. Lando Frost started their youth sports initiative in 2003, providing funds to help cover costs associated with and organizing and operating youth sports organizations.
Okay, we're 7. 7's in left field. Gotcha. 44 is in left field. He's out. Gotcha. 17 into right field. Number 2 out. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Got my subs. I'm going to finish my read. Find all of that wonderful stuff about Lando Frost at landofrost.com. Second inning of work for Patch Riddle. Mentioned Riddle scoring the run in the loss to Louisiana yesterday. Gotten some early work in here, scoring a run in this one as well on the other side of the ball, but get South Carolina order in the first and ended it with a strikeout. So real nice first inning of work for this young man. So we'll see the 4th hitter in the lineup right here in the form of Bentley Watts. 0-0. Love a good 0 in a jersey. Bounces one back to the backstop for ball 1. Young AC here. Watts. AC. I like what he did there. That's a quality nickname for a kid with the last name Watts. 7th grader from Rock Hill, North Carolina. Riddle checking for his sign. Has his pitch. to the lefty at the plate down low. Both these lineups riddled, if I may, young man, with lefty hitters. Riddle from the windup to the plate, breaking pitch outside. So quickly 3-0 to Bentley Watts. Watts starting with that open stance. Riddle with the pitch. And Watts sees pitch in for ball 4, and 4 pitches. Watts trots down to first with a base on balls. So the first base runner of the game for South Carolina goes in the form of a leadoff walk here in the second. Mason Barrett will step in. Need to make a note here and find out why his nickname is Freddie. Mason Barrett, the nickname is Freddie. Check over at first. Safe as Watts dives back. Freddie Barrett here, the 8th grader from Lancaster, South Carolina. Another check over at first. This one's another close one. Buford Middle School proud of young Barrett as he's here in the World Series. Riddle set to the plate, strike in there. Well placed from the North Carolina pitcher. 0-1 to the South Carolina third baseman. Another check over at first. Not letting Watts go unguarded, so to speak. Watts with a couple strides off the base. Not going. Pitch in there for strike 2. Not sure Mason Barrett agrees, but finds himself here down 0-2. To the plate, breaking pitch swung kind of awkwardly, but that does go in for strike 3. Barrett retired as Watts stands at first base. Cannon Melton. Cannon Melton stands in there, named Jack Jack. Another one I'd love to know the story behind. Another one out of Buford Middle School, 6th grader. Talented young player. Another check at first. Close on that one. Couple have been very close. There's a peek at the strikeout. So Watts getting a lot of attention to see Riddle there looking over again to the plate. And this hits. Did this hit the bat? It seemed to have. It looked like he offered a bunt at a pitch that was heading toward his head. And that is strike 1. So Riddle again to his ball in the dirt. So 1-1 here as the youngster from Lancaster, South Carolina looks to continue this inning with a runner over at 1. Watts drawing the leadoff walk. Barrett goes down on strikes. Melton trying to continue things. 1-1 pitch coming to him. Riddle steps off. And another check over. Riddle giving a lot of attention. Riddle and his first baseman, Gore, giving a lot of attention to the runner. Watts at first takes a little bit more of a shuffle as a secondary lead. This is popped into center field and caught. Throw is not going to come in behind Watts. So couple short pop flies to center field have been brought down. Needham brings that one in. To look at the young center fielder settling back. Here you do get a look at the play. Popped into center, charging in. Thought about the throw, thought better of it. Now, one pitch, one ball to Maddox Blackman, who has gone from center field to the pitching mound. Current pitcher here for South Carolina. Another check over of the runner. Maddox, Magdog, Blackman. Another sixth grader, another youngster from this South Carolina state championship team. Pitch on the way. Bouncing ball. This gets all the way to the screen. This is going to put Watts down at second base. Thornton wasn't quite able to handle that one. Pitch in the dirt. Check of the runner. Pitch to Blackman, in for a called strike. Mad Dog sees that one in. 2-1 your count here. Peek at the runner, to the plate, ball bounces. Patch Riddle, 3-1 to this hitter. Walked the leadoff hitter. Able to get a strikeout and a pop out. Now this South Carolina team with a runner in scoring position looking to chip into that lead. If you're Maddox Blackman, base hit could score a run. Called strike right there. Patch Riddle got to the strike he was after, but I think he might have thought it was 3. So full count here to Blackman. Riddle to the rubber, checks his sign. Bouncing ball, third base gets over the third baseman's glove. They're waving Watts home. There is going to be a throw to the plate. Watts puts on his own brakes there as coach held him up. Third base, Trip Watts was sending the runner, but stopped him as he came around third.
That was Maddox Blackman. Now to the plate, number 24.
Charging in. Coming in hot, and then with that strong throw to the plate was Jace Melton. So Watts knew holding him there, maybe the right call. So Julian Mosley to the plate here with a couple of runners on. 2 runners in scoring position as Mosley sees a strike come across. Blackman moves to second base on the throw to the plate and then the ensuing throw to third base. Mosley, young juice, 8th grader. Another proud Buford middle schooler. Swung on, missed. 0-2 count to the batter. Riddle with a check of his armband. Looks at the runners. Pitch on its way. This is popped in the air back out of play.
Please return all foul balls to the
Under,
dugouts, please. Thank you.
under the lights here, the Laurel Sportsplex, as we are playing into the evening hours here, past 7:30, as we are in the bottom of the second. I want to thank everybody for joining us and coming back with us, South Carolina, North Carolina, to watch this one tonight after a couple-hour delay. Patch Riddle is certainly ready. Julian Mosley is ready. Pitch on the way. just outside. Thornton thought he had that one. Like that attitude, like that confidence in a catcher. Mosley stands in, high pink socks. Again, Cancer Awareness Day here at the park. A lot of pink out there today, the umpires' uniforms, and a lot of pink elements across the park. Breaking pitch outside, doesn't get the strike call. Mosley has gone from 0-2 to 2-2, so the count evened up. You see Riddle there checking his runners, looking at the dugout. He and his catcher have their sign. Riddle from the stretch. Pitch on its way outside. So Mosley has worked a full count after being down 0-2. Riddle has gone from way ahead to a full 3-2 count. Big pitch here for the North Carolina pitcher. 2 runners in scoring position, 3-2, 2 outs. Second inning, 3-0 lead. The pitch from Riddle bounces one in there, and a ball will put Mosley at first. And now the bases are loaded for Eli Gillette. Gillette, today's starting right fielder.
Next, number 17, Eli Gillette.
So Gillette, or Dash Gillette, steps in there. Another proud Buford middle schooler. Riddle getting his signs. Riddle and Thornton now on the same page. Literally, there's paper in those wrist guards. There's a page there. That was bad. I'll do better. Cut on, popped into right field. Shallow right, now coming in and then back away from the dirt was the second baseman, Kennedy, and he pulls that one down. And South Carolina loads the bases, but they come away empty as Riddle pitches out of that one, and the pop gets pulled down. We are through 2 full innings. North Carolina, South Carolina, with North Carolina in the lead, 3-0. This is the DYB World Series presented by Smash It Sports.
See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more, go.
I'm getting shredded.
Land of Frost premium meat, now in hot honey flavors.
I know when I'm putting a Wilson glove on, I don't gotta worry. You get over 40,000 pitches thrown throughout a season. It's always trying to stay locked in one pitch at a time, slow down the game, and want the ball to be hit to you.
I want to play every day. No, I like to have fun.
Love this thing. I'm gonna probably use this thing as long as I can.
Got to be locked in every pitch. At the end of the day, I just want to get outs for the pitchers.
It holds up throughout the entire season, which is a huge deal when you're playing every day.
I've been using the same glove for quite a while now. It's a testament to the product that y'all have been able to put in my hands.
If people have a Wilson glove, it's one of the best so far. No, the best is the best. People know that.
Back at the DYB World Series, we're in the Ozone. We've got North Carolina, South Carolina, the longtime American rivalry between the Carolinas. I am not adding anything to that story, but these young men out here are first round of bracket play here at the DYB World Series, and the Carolinas doing battle here. Top 3, North Carolina leads 3-0. South Carolina's Maddox Blackman on for his second inning of work. First pitch, this is flown into right. And one pitch, one out, as South Carolina's Edwards pulls that one down. So Hendricks is down on the F9, and Jace Melton will come in.
Now batting for North Carolina, number 7, Jace Melton.
Taco Melton stepping in there. 7th grader from Hempstead, North Carolina, sees a ball up near his shoulder. It leans out of that one. Melton. Bouncing ball in there, and Melton ahead here. So look at the young first baseman over there, Watts. He's made a couple of nice plays, some solid base running. Barrett in the foreground, the third baseman. Oh, and this comes inside and plugs him. And Melton runs his way to first. So we hope that young man is okay. Definitely a little sore. Catches that one on the lower back. Definitely tender. Teeth gritted, but young man will, I'm sure, walk this one and run from first here. Always appreciate in game of baseball a very slow and deliberate clean of home plate by the umpire to give someone time.
North Carolina's number 6, Max Needham.
So Melton over at first base. Lineup turning over. Max Needham settling in, reached out an error in the first inning, scored the first run of the game. Blackman to the plate. Sort of. Bouncing ball ends up back in his glove. Tapped to the fence and an 0-1 count. So Needham swings over the top of that one. This one's in the dirt. This is going to put Melton on second. He trots in right there. So 0-2 now to the leadoff hitter, center fielder, Max Needham. Needham Speedham, 7th grader. Favorite thing about baseball, this man loves hitting. See if he can get one here. Pitch is right where it was called. But high for ball 1. Needham laying off that high pitch there. 1-2 count to young Speedham Needham. I like that a lot, kid. A peek at the runner at second. The delivery in the dirt. Another loose ball is going to move up a runner. Good strong throw. Almost had him, actually. Closer than it appeared. So Melton now stands at third. And a pitch coming to Needham with an opportunity here to add to North Carolina's already 3-0 lead. Top 3, 1 down. Pitch on its way. And this is laced off the glove of Watts. This will score the run. Watts reached, couldn't quite handle it. I'll get official word, but in Bill Smith's book, that's a base hit. I am getting confirmation that I am not completely lost when talking about this sport.
Now batting for North Carolina, number 11, John Ryan Killian.
So young Speedham will run it first as J.R. Killian will step in. Loves, quote, playing with his buddies at a high level, and he's doing just that right here. DYB World Series, traveling all the way from North Carolina. Lead off at first right there from Speedham Needham. Pitch to the plate. Bunt attempt. The attempt was made. I didn't see a signal on a strike, but I am getting confirmation that that was the case. So the bunt offer was there, but Needham pulls into second base, stealing that one. So J.R. Killian here will work with an 0-1 count and a runner in scoring position. Blackman looks in, has his sign from Snipes, checks the runner to the plate. In there for strike two. J.R. Killian, favorite baseball memory, hitting his first home run. Great memory for a lot of these kids. So an attempt at, I shouldn't say an attempt, but a start down the line toward third there, and that bouncing ball, but recovered nicely by Snipes. Keeps the runner over at two. You got to look at him right there. Blackman back against the rubber. Checks his runner to the plate. This is bounced out to short. This will move the runner to third, but a bouncing ball eats up the shortstop, and it's going to trickle behind him. Hale couldn't handle that one. Bouncing ball kind of chipped up on him. So the error puts Killian on, and Patch Riddle will step to the plate. There's another look at it. An odd late hop does eat him up.
Next up for North Carolina, number 23, Patch Riddle.
Patch Riddle, what this young man loves about baseball, this man likes, quote, hitting bombs. Lefty stick stands in there with two runners on, so he's certainly hoping for big things here. So first and third was and is the situation. Blackman with his sign. Pitch on the way, up high. Little feint of a throw to first. Caught a couple people off guard. Needham leads from third. Killian from first. Outside pitch. Riddle way ahead here. 3-0 pitch finds some plate. I think Riddle will be swinging here. Pitch on the way. Up high, and Riddle walks a 4-pitch journey to first. And now the bases are loaded up with one away for the cleanup hitter, Matty B, Matthew Bennett.
Stepping in now, number 22, Matty B. Bennett.
So Matty B will step in there. This young man also likes hitting bombs. Called strike on that one. Pitch on the way to Matty B. This one up high, so count evens at 1-1. Matty B remembers that first home run of his very fondly. Looking to get a pitch to work with here as the count goes to 2-1.
30, Mr. JJ. Yes, sir.
Blackman set to the plate and outside. Can see a little bit of frustration working its way into the young man. But Blackman has been sharp prior to this inning, so it's there. Young number 44 looking in. Check of the runner at first. Safe the call over there. Watts coming to chat with his pitcher. Watts has been the vocal leader out there at different times over the course of this entire day as this game has taken place. Not through the entirety of the last 4 hours, but at different points in the last 4 hours. Shot of the young first baseman right there. Blackman has his sign looking in 3-1. Comes set. 3-1 pitch on its way. Bouncing ball toward third. Up with it. To the plate. Skitters away. 1 run is in on that throwing error. Barrett fielded it clean, but tried to rush his throw and just tugged it to his left, to the right of the catcher, Snipes. So 1 run is in as Matty B reaches on the error. Here's a look at the play. There it is, just a little wide. See the slide coming into your screen there from Needham. Coach Watts out there chatting with his hurler and his infield. You see Sanchez, Blackman, Barrett, Hale, and Blackman the pitcher. Snopes the catcher. Watts giving some words of encouragement here as South Carolina finds themselves in a 5-0 hole. Blackman will keep the ball. Faith in his hurler here. Situation remains 1 out, bases loaded, but a couple runs have scored.
Number 9, Noah Gore.
Noah Gore, big Chungus Gore back in there. This kid loves hitting. A couple teams this weekend have also shared different memories of going to Cooperstown, New York for tournaments. This North Carolina team, members of it, have been there this season and had some success there. Here's a ball that's popped toward third. Pulled down out of the air by Barrett for the 2nd out of the inning. So 1 pitch and 2nd out recorded. And now Blackman will look to get L.B. Thornton here.
North Carolina's number 10, L.B. Thornton.
Maybe limit the damage to 2 here. Work his way out of some further trouble here with the bases loaded. Thornton, though, on the reverse of that, looking to do some damage. Walked in the first inning, stranded at the end. Grounder to short. Up with it, across. Watts digs that one out. Another nice scoop of a play over there by the young first baseman. And the 3rd out is recorded.
34, Mr. JJ.
So North Carolina goes down in their half of the 3rd inning. Mark that one 6-3 in your scorebook, everybody. Everybody out there that has a scorebook, I know you're out there. I know someone's out there doing it. But South Carolina will come to bat here. Here's a look at that last play. On the ground, bouncing ball. And a nice dig of a scoop there from Watts. Look at the lights here as they are helping everybody enjoy this tonight. Nighttime baseball here in Laurel, Mississippi. here at the DYB World Series, presented by Smash It Sports. And you know, Smash It Sports, the proud diamond sponsor of the 2026 DYB World Series, the nation's largest online baseball and softball equipment retailer. Price match guarantee involved in all that. Free shipping, over 100 top brands. Find your next game changer at smashitsports.com. Smash It Sports, where champions shop. I want to thank Smash It Sports, Wilson Baseball, Sadler Sports Insurance, on behalf of Synergy Sports and Entertainment. I want to thank them as well as Lando Frost and everybody helping to support this event. Pitching change coming for North Carolina.
Go ahead. So we got a new pitcher? Yes, sir. So we're gotcha. Number one, he's going to pass the previous pitcher moving to third base. Third base? Yep. And then the third baseman after moving to right field. Manny B going to right field. What number is he? He's 22.
So as we sort on Hendricks' number.
Yeah, number 2. All right, tell me who you got in the dugout with you. What numbers are in the dugout with you right now?
So Hendricks now in right field, and your new pitcher is number 1, Sawyer Hickey. You see him taking his warm-up pitches right there. Killian, the shortstop, in the foreground there as well. So Hickey coming in with a 5-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now, this is a talented South Carolina team that can do some damage. Aiden Sanchez will start things up and try to get things moving here for his South Carolina team. This North Carolina team, again, coming from Topsail, North Carolina. Quick conversation about the little break through the rain delay and the lightning delay. There's a lot of lightning in the sky down here, so that delay was certainly with cause. But these are young kids, and the delay really doesn't matter. They're just energy.
Leading off, number 20, Aiden Sanchez.
I was talking with some of the families here. These are kids who just love to play this sport. Obviously, you're going to get that at this level of ball, but these are beach community. These kids playing wiffle ball out in the ocean. So find a ball, find a bat, find some space, and play. And here they play in first day of bracket play in the DYB World Series against a South Carolina team from Lancaster. South Carolina team from Lancaster that has been together for a number of years, and actually big group of this team has been together and been to the World Series here 3 years in a row, different levels. So a team that is got some accolades on their trophy shelf. A couple of real proud communities. Pitch on the way, 2-0 inside. So Sanchez hoping to start a rally here in the 3rd inning, down 5-0. He's got a 3-0 count. Hickey looks into the dugout. Pitch on the way. Bounces a strike in there. Three and one. So quickly it has gone 3-2. He has his sign. Payoff pitch to Sanchez. Swung on, foul ball, back off the screen. Next full count pitch coming your way. Aiden Sanchez, Little Ben.
Please return all foul balls to the dugout, please. Thank you.
Little Ben enjoys making memories with his team and his friends. Mentioned this is a team that has a lot of success over the last number of years, so some fun memories, I'm sure, playing this great game. Hickey's full count delivery up high, so Sanchez does draw the leadoff walk.
Stepping Stepping to the plate next for South Carolina will be number 18, Colton Edwards.
Colton Edwards will step in. Colton Edwards' nickname is listed as Glacier. And there's a note here because of his speed. So pitch in the dirt is going to put Sanchez down at 2. He speeds in there. A little high five there for the opposing shortstop, Killian. Love that spirit. So a 1-0 delivery will come to Edwards here. I'm interpreting Glacier because of his speed as he may not be the most fleetest of foot, but let's see. Let's find out. Let's let the action speak. And some confusion down amongst all of the players. We've got pitcher and catcher looking at the wristband. We've got the hitter looking at the dugout. Everybody's ready now. Pitch on the way. Up high 2-0. So a hitter's count here for Edwards. He's got a runner down at second base waiting to be cashed. Hickey taking his time. Pitch on the way, up high. So Hickey back up atop the mound. You see a look at Sanchez out there at second base. Aiden Sanchez, the second baseman. Hickey has his sign. Killian with a little glove tap back to his position at short. Strike called in there to Edwards. So 3-1. Edwards taking all the way. Quick pitch here. Edwards bounces one to third. Throw comes across. Outers recorded. Now the throw back across the diamond, and he's safe at third. Sanchez slides in. So Edwards put out at first on the ground ball.
Next up for South Carolina, number 3, Carson Melton.
Riddle over there. Little fist bump for Sanchez as well. Good inter-Carolina respect there between the North and South Carolinas. Pitch outside here to Carson Melton. Melton, the 8th grader from Lancaster, going to get a throw over to third here. Loves making memories with his team. Mentioned a couple different times the success the South Carolina group has had at different levels, so he's got plenty of those already, the young 8th grader. We'll see a pitch right here, in for a called strike. Carson Melton starting this one in left, current center fielder of record. Hickey comes set, pitch on the way, spins one outside for a ball. 2-1 your count. You got to look there at Sanchez leading away from third. Hickey gives a look to his third baseman, Riddle. The pitch. Bounce back off and up over the screen. Thornton with a new ball and a ball out for his pitcher, Sawyer Hickey. Melton will bat. Hale, the leadoff hitter, waits on deck. 5-0 game, but South Carolina looking to chip away at that right here. And this ball does go to the backstop, but runner not coming from home, or from third, I should say. That ball gets all the way to the screen, and Sanchez actually stepped back toward third, so miscommunication there or something. Sawyer Hickey back to the mound, full count. Hickey comes set, pitch on the way. This ball is inside, so Melton down to first with a 1-out walk. And the lineup turns over, and Preston Hale will step in.
Number 21, Preston Hale.
Young P-Dog enjoys just how fun baseball is and getting to play with his friends. Favorite memory is coming to this year, or perhaps one of the previous World Series events. A bunch of these guys have been here more than once. It's Preston Hale lined to center field to lead things off. Shows bunt. Runner from first pulls into second. A throw to the shortstop, attempting to draw the runner from third. No dice on that one. So Melton stands at second. Sanchez at third. Hale at the plate. Couple of runners in scoring position. Hickey checking his wristband. Has his sign, has his pitch. Comes set. The 0-1. Up high, ball one. Count level. As the South Carolina leadoff hitter stands in there, young P-Dog looking for a pitch to hit. Hickey not liking what he sees, steps off. Runners get their lead. You see Melton coming into your shot there. Showing bunt, pulling that one back, but taking a strike. Gore was way up in there. Came barreling in on the show of a bunt. Pitch on its way. This is tapped out to the plate, stabbed by Hickey, the pitcher, and now they've got the runner at second hung up a little bit because Sanchez, again, not moving from third. Sanchez held there. Melton broke for third base, so they almost had him caught up, but it only ends up going Hale on the putout from the pitcher.
South Carolina's number 2, Bryson Hale.
So Preston Hale down on the ground out to Hickey. Now Bryson Hale will get a chance here. Young Deuce, he'll get a chance to maybe cash in these runs. And he bounces one towards third, up with it and across. Out is recorded. South Carolina coaching staff trying to see if maybe the first baseman had stepped away from the base. And now the first base umpire checks in at the plate, and everyone agrees. All the guys in the pink shirts anyway, they agree. The out was recorded. Here's the throw. And there's the out. He has the base. Umpires got that one right. Good stretch from Gore. And South Carolina is retired into third. We are through 3 full. North Carolina leads this one 5-0. This is DYB World Series presented by Smash It Sports.
Missing registration deadlines while managing work and family chaos? Team Pass makes youth sports registration simple. Sign up your kids for their favorite activities in minutes from anywhere. Tell your leagues to get Team Pass now. Visit www.teampass.com.
Smash It Sports is proud to be the diamond sponsor of the 2026 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series. Smash It Sports is your one-stop shop for everything baseball and softball. Top brands, unbeatable prices, and gear trusted by players and coaches everywhere. From T-ball to the World Series stage, we've got your players and teams covered. Use code DYB15 to save 15% off your order at SmashItSports.com today.
Are you frustrated with league management systems that make you feel like you need an engineering degree to use them? Introducing TeamPass, a youth sports management system made simple. No more complicated pages or confusing websites. TeamPass gives you quick and easy tools for better league management at a price less than a gallon of gas. You can spend less time working and more time playing. Visit www.teampass.com for more.
20. 20 is the shortstop? Yep.
Back at the DYB World Series presented by Smash It Sports. We're in the O-Zone. So, couple of position changes out there for South Carolina. But Maddox Blackman comes out for another inning of work here. And this is lifted into left field. This will come down, settle in nicely into the waiting glove in left field of Julian Mosley, number 24.
Now batting number 44, Mason Tappan.
So Kennedy flies out to start this inning, and Mason Tappan now steps in, sees a first pitch strike from Blackman. Tappan sees the ball inside for ball one, so count level 1-1. Tappan ground back to the pitcher in the second inning to lead things off there. Blackman ended up pitching out of some trouble in the last inning. This is popped toward right, and this does get caught, taken out of the air, near the ground, but taken out of the air by the second baseman, Melton. And there's two down here
38 pitches
in the fourth.
South Carolina. 38.
So Hudson Richmond will come to the plate, but we might be in line here for a pitching change. You heard the voice from above, coach to my right, the pitch count, and Coach Watts is taking the ball. He's going to go to his bullpen. Blackman will head out, it appears, into center field. Blackman patrolled center field to start this one, so he will head back there.
Now pitching for South Carolina, number 3, Carson Melton.
Carson Melton, your new pitcher. And as he gets warmed up, I want to thank a couple of our sponsors for their dedication and help with this event. Sadler Sports Insurance. Today's game brought to you by, in part by Sadler Insurance. They've been the endorsed insurance provider for DYB for decades. Think of Sadler Insurance for all your sports insurance needs for all different types of sports and activities. Quotes available instantly online at sadlersports.com. Sadler insures teams, leagues, camps, tournament hosts, and sports facilities. And it is a one-stop shop for all your policies and risk management needs. Sadler is the official insurance provider to Diamond Youth Baseball. A lot of these baseball players sporting a Wilson glove make plays at any position with a Wilson A2K or perhaps an A2000. 2K and 2000, very similar things. Designed with long-lasting pro stock leather and trusted by elite players like Mookie Betts and Ellie Dela Cruz. Visit wilson.com to learn more and find your next favorite glove. My last couple of favorite gloves are both Wilson's. First pitch from Melton, popped foul. So Richmond, young Huddy, this young man remembers his first home run fondly, as we've mentioned a couple different times for a couple different players. Big moments for these youngsters. 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch to Richmond, up high. Count level at 1-1. Hudson, the lefty. stands ready. Melton comes set. Pitch on its way. Swung on. Missed. So Melton visits the rosin bag. Toes the rubber. Has his sign. Comes set. The pitch. This is tapped towards short. Up with it. Across. Out is recorded. 6-3 in your scorebook. Richmond down, and 3 up, 3 down for North Carolina. South Carolina will come up in their half of the fourth, still trying to dig out of that 5-0 hole. But if you're South Carolina, heart of your order coming up. Here's a look at the ground out a moment ago. Ball tapped on the ground. Sanchez up with it. Throws that one across to Watts. Mumble through that one. So Wyatt Snipes, the catcher, will come up to lead things off here. And again, this is the heart of the South Carolina order. So if you are South Carolina, you're in a spot here where your part of your lineup can do some damage. If you're North Carolina, you're looking to just continue to hold on. 5-0 advantage heading into this half. Baseball under the lights. Nice shot there of the atmosphere here. I definitely want to mention, I'd be just wrong if I didn't mention today's game stream brought to you by Synergy Sports and Entertainment, the official broadcast partner of Diamond Youth Baseball. Our experienced team of professional announcers, producers, and camera operators are excited to bring you live game coverage all last week and this week. With over 100 years of combined experience, Synergy Sports is a full-service sports media and marketing company offering end-to-end video coverage, sports broadcasting, sponsorship, acquisition, and promotion of your company's special events. Check out synergysportsproductions.com. And this right here, everybody, this is just beyond helpful. Shout out to the fellas up here on the roof getting things cleaned up for us. The fellas out here in front of us.
Give our guys on the roof another round of applause, please. Thank you.
Thank you, fellas out there. You got to look at them. They're doing some nice work helping us see things up here. Guys on the cameras, Spencer, CVC, Joel, pushing the buttons, doing the camera work. So our crew doing their best and doing an awesome job with that, but you see the fellas and you see them leaving the roof space right up there. Grounder to short to lead off this one. Fired across the diamond and a stumble over at first. I think that's just frustration over there. No injury to Wyatt Snipes as he goes down for the first out of the inning. Bentley Watts will step in. Great throw from the shortstop, Killian.
Stepping in next from South Carolina is 00 Bentley Watts.
Here's another look at the ground out. Dart of a throw over there. Watts takes one off the knee, so he'll be on. We hope the first baseman from South Carolina is all right. He appears to be. Quick check of the knee, and then he will now run from first. So Watts aboard for the second time today. Unofficially, no at-bats, 0 for 0 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Watts loves just playing the game, and he's doing just that right now.
Batting for South Carolina, number 5, Mason Barrett.
Check over at first base. Scorer with a tag applied. Watts on the base. Mason Barrett, young Freddie here, making memories with his friends out there right now. Something he enjoys. And he gets plunked and then throws the bat down in some frustration. So Pair of hit by pitches in a row puts runners at first and second with an out. So some cleat work happening out there. Perhaps the footing for Sawyer Hickey partially at fault here for a couple of hit batsmen. Cannon Melton will step in with a pair of runners on. So Hickey with some fresh kicks, as the kids are saying. Says the lame 47-year-old gentleman who, of course, knows what the kids are saying. But Hickey will come to the slab there with his new footwear. You see the North Carolina team breaking this huddle. Cannon Melton will step in. Melton flew to center field in the second inning. Second out of that inning.
South Carolina's number 1, Cannon Melton.
It's Melton, the sixth grader from Lancaster, young Jack. What I love about baseball, if you strike out, you always get another chance to make a play. That is a tremendous attitude, young man. Melton did not strike out in this one, but has another chance to do some damage here with a couple runners on. Watches strike one in. In his words, if you get a strike, you get another chance. If I may paraphrase a little bit. Young fella, took your own words there, but it worked for me. So Melton stands ready. Hickey, pitch on the way, showing bunt, pulling that one back, and then a throw down to second to check the runner. Hits the runner. This kicks into center field. Watts just going to hold up there. Watts has the look of a baseball player who has slid and dove into bases at least once. So teams are going to be playing tomorrow. So we, whoever is responsible for Watts' laundry this evening, you will, I'm assuming, be thanked rightfully. The South Carolina team, I'm sure, will come looking ready tomorrow. Watts looks ready out at second, leading off. And another bunt attempt. Melton offers at that one. And this number 1 versus number 1 matchup right here is 1-2 to the pitcher. Hickey looks at his runner, a little half-hearted show of the baseball to Watts at second base. Killian stands there just making Watts aware of him. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Melton down swinging for the second out of the inning. And Maddox Blackman will now step in with a pair of runners on.
Next up for South Carolina, number 44, Maddox Blackman.
There's a pitch at this, a look at the strikeout pitch right there. Blackman sees a ball. 5 different runners have reached scoring position for South Carolina. They've yet to cash one. Blackman here looking to get that first one. Watts, I'm sure, excited to get his way around. So now a step off or something. Blackman not ready. Hitter is ready. Hickey checks. Pitcher is ready. Does a little shimmy move and a fake throw to second base. And we'll do this setup once again. The pitch. Outside. Talking with some of the South Carolina faithful today. We know there are some grandparents and perhaps some great-grandparents out there in Lancaster. Runners moving. Not coming up cleanly with that one was Thornton. Watts slides into third. Barrett into second. So A pair of runners in scoring position. And a count to work with here for Maddox Blackman. Hickey checks his wrist. Has the sign. To the plate. Spins one in for a strike. Good looking pitch. Evens the count at 2-2. Blackman with a pair of runners in scoring position. Barrett leads out there from second. You see him in your screen. Watts from third. Pitch on the way. Foul back off the screen. Story tonight, pitching-wise, for North Carolina. Riddle before Hickey here. They've pitched out of trouble. South Carolina able to load the bases in the second inning. 2 runners on last inning, 2 runners on here. They've yet to score. South Carolina knows those chances have kept coming here, and Blackman looking to do some damage. Pitch on its way. This is lifted but foul down the left field line. Almost a half swing from Blackman there, but he got a lot on it. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Sawyer Hickey comes set. The pitch up high, so the count has worked full. And Sawyer Hickey will throw another one here to Maddox Blackman. Pitch on its way up over his head. Held by Thornton.
38 pitches for North Carolina. 38.
But now the bases are loaded for Julian Mosley.
Now batting for South Carolina. Number 24, Julian Mosley.
Young Juice Mosley will step in. Loves making new friends in this game. Another young man who remembers his first home run fondly. Mosley ready. Pitch on its way in for a called strike 1.
39 pitches, 39.
Mosley 0-1. Steps in. Hickey ready. Ball on its way. Strike 2.
40 pitches, 40.
So Hickey has just hit the 40 pitch mark, and that will be the end of his night. So pitch limit 40 is a threshold that will determine when Hickey will next pitch. And at 0-2, he will come off as Coach Buchanan will make the change. Number 6, Max Needham will come in to pitch here.
Now on the mound for North Carolina, number 6, Max Needham. Go ahead. All right, 6 is in on the mound, came off the bench. Gotcha. 22 from right field came out. 1 is going to right field. The pitcher to complete the second inning. Sounds like a plan. Thank you. Yep.
So Sawyer Hickey will move to right from the pitcher's mound. Max Needham will come in and start his first inning of work here with an 0-2 count to the hitter. Possibility here to finish the inning with 1 pitch. All of us here at Synergy Sports and Entertainment like to again thank the city of Laurel, everybody at Laurel Parks and Rec for their kind hospitality throughout the 2 weeks we've been here. Almost 2 weeks that we've been here during this World Series, the 2 weeks that it will be. For those out there watching, please check out visit laureljones.com for more info about this great region. Come check out the sites. Some amazing restaurants around these parts. Cannot sing the praises of this area enough. Real pretty around here as well. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bounces one. Runner not coming from third. Watts saw that ball kick off the backstop. Thought better of it. So Julian Mosley will now have a 1-2 count. Only one pitch from Needham to this point, but ready with his second. Needham set. Pitch on its way. Spins one. Started high, but dropped in just a bit high still. 2-2, count level. Thornton and Needham check their wrist. They have their sign. See the runner leading from second. Runners lead from first, second, and third. And a ball bounces all the way to the screen. Again, Watts thinking better of it because, again, this ball bounces out real far. So Needham has come in and moved the count full against Mosley. Mosley trying to work maybe the first South Carolina run across the board here. So payoff pitch, bases loaded. Runners will be moving. See a big lead over there from Blackman already at first. Runners will be on their way with this pitch. The 3-2 delivery on its way to the plate. Up high, and South Carolina gets that first run of the game. So a walk and a ribby for Mosley.
Now batting for South Carolina, number 17, Eli Gillette.
Eli Gillette, young dash Gillette, stepping in. So 5-1, South Carolina has broken through here. Pitch bounced outside. Eli Gillette, favorite memory, making the All-Star team for the first time. I mentioned a couple different times the history of this group playing together, so that had to be a wonderful spot for this young man. And he comes up here with the bases loaded and 2 down in a game where his team is down 4. Pitch on the way, in there for a called strike. Count level at 1-1. So Eli Gillette, the right fielder, popped to the second baseman back in the second. Another bouncing pitch all the way to the screen. This one kicks back right away. So a handful of wild pitches in the last couple of at-bats, none of them leading to runs coming in from third base as this ball is caroming right back to the catcher. Two and one pitch from Needham. Bounces this one in. So 3-1 the count here. Gillette started the afternoon in right field. Right now here in the evening finds himself in the batter's box of a big game. Pitch up high, and another run will be walked in. So conversation at the mound. Mound visit to visit Needham here. So it looks like Needham is already.
Go ahead. Who's coming out? 10-4.
So Jace Melton will come on to do the pitching.
New pitcher for North Carolina, number 7, Jace Melton. All right, go ahead. 7 in, 6 out. All right, thanks, sir.
So Melton comes on here in the bottom of the 4th. A couple of runs across for South Carolina. The tying run is standing at first base. So the lead run comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th. But 2 outs. South Carolina has scratched and clawed their way to this one. This inning started with a ground out, a pair of hit by pitches, and then 3 walks after a strikeout. So without a base hit to call for it, South Carolina has loaded the bases and scored a couple of runs. So they have slowly but surely worked their way into what is now a 3-run game. But a lot of baseball left in this one. Aiden Sanchez will come to the plate. Sanchez started the day at second base. He's made a couple of nice plays at short. The 7th grader who fondly remembers the first state title with his South Carolina team steps in with a chance to break this open for his team. And a pitch outside. First delivery from Jace Melton. Melton's pitch to plate in there for a called strike. Sanchez digs in. Count stands level at 1-1. Needham is no longer pitching. Melton comes set. Outside edge, strike 2. So 1-2 pitch coming up here to Sanchez. Melton steps back again. Melton has his sign from his catcher. The pitch. And this is singled into, I shouldn't say single, this is hit into left field. Runners coming around third. And Sanchez doubles into left field and plates a couple of runs, and this game is getting tighter, folks. Mosley and Blackman both score. Gillette down to third, and Sanchez stands at second with a 2 RBI double. And South Carolina has pulled within 1 here in the 4th.
Now batting for South Carolina, number 18, Colton Edwards.
There's the swing, there's the bounce, and here's a ball that gets all the way through. Sanchez with a good piece of hitting. Now South Carolina, 1 run down, 2 runners in scoring position. Colton Edwards. You could sort of feel with South Carolina, they kept getting runners into scoring position. Felt like something would break, and break it has. Within 1 here. Pitch on its way, in there for a called strike. So Gillette stands at third. Sanchez down at second base. As Colton Edwards steps out, gets himself reset. Young Glacier Edwards loves being out there with his teammates. Other teammates mentioning that first state title. This young man winning 2 state championships. He lists here. Big moments. You know that they are getting hyped up in that dugout. Pitch on its way, and this is lifted just over second base and into center field, and this ball hits the ground. 2 runs will score, and then no out at second. Ball still bouncing around. So Edwards bloops one in behind the second baseman, ends up standing on second base, and plates 2 runs. South Carolina has come all the way back and now lead this one 6-5. What a turn of events. Here's that last play. All these different bodies converging on it, and it could not get handled by the center fielder. There's that next pitch. Hendricks got in there as best as he could.
South Carolina, number 3, Carson Melton.
So Carson melted in there. His team now ahead by a run. And he lifts one on the right side. But this will get brought down for the out. So 3 outs, but not before 6 South Carolina runs. Here's the last one that plated 2 and the lead for South Carolina. This one falls in off the bat of Colton Edwards. 2-run score. And after 4 full innings of play, South Carolina leads this game 6-5. This is a fun back-and-forth one, folks. Come back for the 5th inning. This is the DYB World Series presented by Smash It Sports.
The love of the game begins with a bat and ball. This is America's game. More than 5 million people are having fun at that. And even more have answered the call to play ball. With the help of those who came before, our pastime's future is bright. When the lights are brightest, those who came through the pipeline are ready. All roads lead here. Playing for your country, playing for the love of the game, playing for glory.
See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Land of Frost premium meat, now in hot honey flavors.
I know when I'm putting a Wilson glove on, I don't got to worry. You get over 40,000 pitches thrown throughout a season.
North Carolina, South Carolina doing battle here. Sawyer Hickey leading off for North Carolina. This is bounced to short off the glove of the pitcher, and the 1-6-3 putout is recorded. Not one you always hear, but there it is for 1 out, 1-6-3. That goes off the glove of Melton. Melton Watts on the putout there.
Next in for North Carolina is number 2, Brian Hendricks.
So Hendricks will step in. Smacked off the glove, not quite coming down with it. That ball was hit hard. Sanchez couldn't quite collect it. So Sanchez involved in that putout to open the inning. Now gets a glove on this one, but Hendricks stands at first with a 1-out single.
Next up for North Carolina is number 7, Chase Melton.
Jace Melton will come up now with a runner on and 1 out. His team down a run. South Carolina's come all the way back. Quick throw down to first from behind the plate. Runner back. Here's a look at the base hit we just saw. Just getting a little bit of a glove on it there with Sanchez and into center field. Fouled back out of play off the bat of Jace Melton. Jace Melton, young taco, loves baseball because it's fun. Also, this Cooperstown is a great memory. Pitch on its way, very inside. Another look down at first. Snipes looking to snipe one in there. I'm using that one again. Sorry, kid. Check over to first. Nothing going there, but keeping the runner aware. Henricks leads from first. Here's the pitch inside. Melton, a little hinge move there to not take one in the belly. So Watts in from first base to help out his pitcher. Carson Melton now has what he needs. Baseball prepared, set, pitch on its way. Outside, out there for a ball. Now the count has run full to Jace Melton. So pitcher versus pitcher, Melton versus Melton. Lifted into right field. Love the effort out there in right field as that one falls in. So another Melton to Melton pitch will happen here. Love the attempt in right field. You saw, look at Colton Edwards there. Melton stands set. Melton comes set. Pitch on its way. Bounced through the hole at second base. And into right field, and now 2 runners on for North Carolina. You saw.
Back to the top of the North Carolina lineup for number 6, Max Nino.
So the pitch from Melton, the ball off the bat of Melton, and the dive from Melton. Nothing going there. Cannon Melton laying out for that one. But now 2 runners on as the lineup turns over for Max Needham. He takes a hack and comes up empty on that one. Strike 1. Needham loves hitting. Another young man talking about his Cooperstown experience. Clearly a big one for a lot of these North Carolina players. Pitch on its way. Bouncing ball toward third. Step on third. Cross the diamond. Double play. Outstanding glove work from the South Carolina team to end the inning. The 5-3 double play. Barrett touches his base and a cross for Watson. That'll do it for North Carolina in the 5th. What a defensive play from South Carolina. Coach Watts fired up out here out of the dugout talking to his hitters. Hitters already ready for this next inning. Here's another look at it. Bouncer to third. There's the bag, and there's the throw across. And I love Barrett. Ball is out of his hands. It is halfway there, and he is already strolling away. Makes the throw. Love the confidence, young man. And the double play goes for the 3rd out.
Go ahead. Bradford? Yes, sir. Give me a number. Thank you. Right, 17 in right field. Gotcha. Number 6. Gotcha. Okay. All right, you got him. Thanks, bro.
So there are your changes for North Carolina as we receive them from the bench up through the telephone. So Killian
New pitcher for North Carolina, number 9, Noah Gore.
So Noah Gore on to do the pitching here. Some changes for this North Carolina team as South Carolina will bat in their half of the 5th. So Noah Gore will come on. He will face, leading off this inning, the top of the order.
Top of the South Carolina lineup for number 21, Preston Hale.
Preston Hale on here. Hale lined to center field and grounded to the pitcher. His pair of trips to the plate to this point. Starting pitcher in this one. Here's a bunt attempt out toward the mound. Throw into right field. Hale's going to round first and head to second base. So Gore got a hold of it and just fired that one up over his first baseman's head. Matty B not quite able to connect with that one. So there's a look at it. There's the bunt attempt into the glove of Gore and just fire it up and over and high.
Now batting number 2, Bryson Hale.
Bennett couldn't quite handle it, so Bryson Hale offers at a bunt that was way up there. Bryson Hale, young deuce. As Preston Hale, cousin Preston, stands over at second base. You see him leading off in your shot there. Gore with a sign, comes set, pitch on its way, outside, ball 1. Count level at 1-1. Bryson Hale loves playing defense. He's up there playing some offense now. And he rips one into left field. This is going to get all the way through. He's going to round and head into second with a double and an RBI. Plates his cousin Preston. Bryson Hale writes that he loves defense, and he shows some good offensive work. Good stick right there. An RBI double for Bryson Hale, and South Carolina extends their lead 7-5.
Number 11, Wyatt Snipes.
Here's a look at it. This gets all the way through. Dies in the grass out there, but not before he can pull into second base and plate Preston Hale. And the Hales come through to start this inning. And now Wyatt Snipes will step in. Struck out in the first and grounded to short last inning. That ground out came right before the 6-run rally. Now a ball in the dirt. They might have a look down at second base, and this ball bounces in. Hale gets back. Gore with a look at his wrist. Not set on what he is expected of here. Still looking into his dugout. Now he's got it. Takes a look at the plate. Pitch on its way. Bounces one in there. This 2-0 count brought to you by Lando Frost. Family-owned business that's been making great tasting lunch meat for over 60 years. Find their brands in supermarkets nationwide. Check them out at landofrost.com. Pitch on its way. Strike one in there. So a 2-1 pitch coming here. Pitch is on its way. Swung on. Bounce back to the screen. Or perhaps the brick at the base of the screen. Wyatt Snipes doing a nice job behind the plate this afternoon into this evening as we play almost here into the 9 o'clock hour. Strike three. Swung on and missed there from Wyatt Snipes. So Snipes down swinging, one down as Bentley Watts will step in. Watts got the rally started last inning.
Now batting double zero, Bentley Watts.
Took a hit by pitch to the knee and was the first runner across.
Now stepping to the plate for South Carolina's number 5, Mason Barrett.
So Watts was put aboard intentionally. And Mason Barrett will now step in. So runners at first and second. Barrett also hit by a pitch last inning. Scored the second run. Part of that 6-run rally last inning. Now up to 7 here with a run here. Preston Hale scoring a couple hitters ago. And Mason Barrett with a 1-0 pitch. Pitch on its way. He lifts this one on the right side. Up and out of play.
Yes, sir.
Toward the H2O field behind us. Game playing on over there as well. Gore set to the plate, bounces this one outside. And he will deliver a 2-1 pitch here momentarily to Mason Barrett. Barrett hitting here with 1 out and his team up a couple. Their half of the 5th. Opportunity to extend this and move it to the last inning with a big lead. Takes a ball there, 3-1 now to the South Carolina hitter Mason Barrett. Mason Barrett fondly remembers when his whole team bleached their hair after winning the state title. Quite a celebration, fellas. The pitch out towards short. Handled to second across to first. Double play. South Carolina ends their half of the 5th with an outstanding double play. North Carolina ends their defensive half of the 5th with a double play. And we head to the 6th. South Carolina ahead 7-5. Folks, we're going to look at this play right here before I send you off. This is worth another look. There it is. 6-4-3. As Matty B squeezes that one, the inning comes to a close. We're heading to the 6th here at the DYB World Series presented by Smash It Sports. back to the DYB World Series. A little look at the weather down there in your bottom left corner. It's been a little damp out there. Our view up here also a little foggy, but we have had some wonderful assistance from the fellas up here. Here's a look at our camera that has not been utilized tonight.
Go ahead. Yes. Okay, so we got some complete satisfaction. Yes, we're good. All right, thank you.
First pitch from Melton in for a ball. So J.R. Killian will lead this one off. His team down a couple. They're half of the sixth. North Carolina batting to stay alive here as J.R. Killian pitch on its way in for a called strike. So 2-1 here to J.R. Killian. Reached on an error in the first inning, scored. Reached on an error in the third and was stranded at third base. Now he pops one into left field, and this one taken out of the air on the diving play from Sanchez. Sports Center call out there from the coach to my right, the voice from above. Diving snag from Sanchez. Aiden Sanchez showing the glove there. Here is a look.
Next up from North Carolina, number 23, Pat Reynolds.
This was going to drop in, but Aiden Sanchez gets it and comes up pumped. Sanchez looking at any damage he might have done, but not feeling that damage right now. This kid is feeling nothing but energy. This one up high for ball two, so 2-0 to Patch Riddle. So 3-0 count to Patch Riddle. Riddle standing in there trying to get a base runner here in order for North Carolina. Sees his first strike. Hitters count here 3-1. Down to top half of the sixth. North Carolina jumped out to the 5-0 lead. Lifts one into left center. Under it. This ball does hit the ground. And I'm not sure Riddle knew that. Now he's back to first, and he's tagged out. I think Riddle might have come around first not knowing that ball wasn't caught. So the ball's on the ground. He's out thinking he's already out, and he gets tagged out. Unfortunate for this young man. Here's a look at the play. Diving stop, but not a catch out there. And then there's Riddle not knowing that he wasn't already out. He gets put out on his way.
Number 22, Matty B. Bennett.
So he'll reach on the air and then put out coming around first. And Matty B, Matt Bennett, stepping in to keep North Carolina alive. Bennett swings through that one. It's a big cut, trying to make like his favorite MLB player here, Kyle Schwarber. Maybe send one out of here. This ball is laced towards second, handled almost, and then recovered. And the out is there, and South Carolina comes all the way back from being down 5-0. They put up a 6 spot in the fourth inning and then put one more across in the fifth and win this one 7-5. Two very good baseball teams here. North Carolina was able to jump out to that early lead, 3-0 after one. We arrived back at the ballpark tonight. North Carolina ahead after the long delay. And South Carolina scratches her way through that fourth inning. Here's the last play of the game right here. bobbled, picked up, and then sent to first. Melton records that one. And that one is in the books, your USA Baseball play of the game there. Want to thank all of our sponsors for today's coverage. We got more days coming here. Here's that USA Baseball play of the game. The bouncing double play, 5-3. Love the swagger coming off of third right there on the throw from Barrett. My favorite part of that one. That goes in as your USA Baseball play of the game, the double play to end the fifth. And then here's the diving stop from Sanchez, a pair of USA Baseball plays the game. Look at the energy there. South Carolina fought hard and pulled this one out, and they win this one 7-5. Thank you to Lando Frost. Thank you to Smash It Sports. Thank you to Wilson. Thank you to Sadler Sports Insurance. And, of course, from all of us here at Synergy, we thank you, all the guys pushing the buttons and getting the shots for everybody at Synergy and everybody here at the DYB World Series. I am Bill Smith signing off from day one coverage. Come back and watch some more with us tomorrow here at the DYB World Series, presented by Smash It Sports.